Thanks for joining us. Steve Erickson has the day off.
The subject of long-term transportation funding brought public officials to Coon Rapids. Lieutenant Governor Tina Smith and Transportation Commissioner Charlie Zelli came to hear about what transportation means to the local community, how it's working, and what kinds of changes are needed to make it better. The discussion centered around the need for a rail grade separation at Hanson Boulevard. They also touched on the need for improvements along the Highway 10 corridor. And while Governor Dayton and the Lieutenant Governor have proposed a 21st century transportation plan, they still need bipartisan support at the legislature.
I'm here to say that I think we all ought to be optimistic about getting something done for transportation, getting a comprehensive, sustainable, balanced proposal passed that funds the investments that we need to make.
In 2013 or 14, Melissa and her crew were in charge of the House, of the Senate, of the House, and the Senate was DFL. And they didn't pass it then because they didn't have the votes. This is a hard vote because you're asking people to pay money.
The plan proposed by Governor Dayton and Lieutenant Governor Smith includes $12.6 million for a highway rail grade separation in Coon Rapids. The funding is part of their jobs bill to improve traffic and rail safety.
Construction on the final link to connect Highway 610 with Interstate I-94 in Maple Grove is underway. On Monday, crews started construction on the interchange of Highway 610 and Maple Grove Parkway. And Maple Grove Parkway is closed in that area due to the work until late October. Also this year, ramps along with a bridge will be constructed to connect 610 with I-94. This is the final year of the construction on the fifth and final segment extending Highway 610 from Elm Creek Boulevard to Interstate 94.
After more than 18 years in politics, State Senator Alice Johnson is retiring. On Wednesday, the Blaine DFLer announced she will not be seeking re-election this fall. Johnson, who turned 75 years old last week, represents District 37, which includes Blaine, Spring Lake Park, and Coon Rapids. She says she's proud of her accomplishments and is hopeful for the future of Minnesota. It didn't take long for a DFL candidate to come forward seeking to replace Johnson. On Thursday, State Representative Jerry Newton announced his intent to run for the District 37 seat. He says his experience, leadership, and ability to reach across the aisle to get things done would serve him well in the state Senate. The city is looking for election judges for this year's primary and general elections. The primary election will take place August 9th, and the general election is November 8th. Election judges do get paid. For more information, call City Clerk Joan Lensmeyer at 763-767-6493. You can also send her an email through the city's website, coonrapidsmn.gov.
Water rates are on the rise. On Tuesday night, the City Council approved increases to water rates which take effect May 1st. Rates are going from $1.80 to $2 per 1,000 gallons for the first 20,000 gallons used per quarter. Tier 2 and Tier 3 rates also increasing 25 cents per 1,000 gallons. Also, the city is increasing the service charge $2 from $14 to $16 per quarter. The council also passed a resolution increasing sewer rates around 5%. Also on the rise, the number of teams participating in this year's Cory Chase Memorial Basketball Tournament.
13 years after Cory Chase and 3 others died in a train crash, his memory lives on through family and friends at Blaine High School each year. CTN's Joe Nelson took to the court to find out why so many keep coming back to play and who benefits from the money raised.
For the past 13 years, Sam Chase has come to Blaine on the first weekend of each April to shoot hoops and share memories.
Good fun, a lot of competition.
And we usually have between 20 and 30 teams.
The community gained a day to come together from a night that tore them apart. On September 26, 2003, Cory Chase, along with friends Brian Frazier, Bridget Shannon, and Harry Rhodes, were hit by an oncoming train when Frazier's car was crossing the tracks on Ferry Street in Anoka. All 4 of them lost their lives that night, each one of them under 21. Families endured an 8.5-year legal battle with lawyers finding the crossing gate wasn't working properly and the railroad had destroyed evidence to lie about what had happened and how. A court found BNSF 90% responsible, awarding the 4 families more than $21 million. Messages left from friends have faded, but Cory is not forgotten.
We started the tournament to keep our friend's name alive.
Jamie Padula came up with a way to honor Cory and give back to the community by playing a game he loved.
He cared a lot for people. He would do special things just randomly for people, and he is missed.
Cory's mom, Beth Chase, says she enjoys seeing old faces and putting smiles on new ones through a scholarship fund in her son's name.
This is what surprises me is it's 13 years and we hope to keep it going as long as we possibly can.
In Blaine, Joe Nelson, CTN News.
Looks like fun. The scholarship money will be awarded next month, and a memorial golf tournament is set for September 24th at Majestic Oaks and Ham Lake. In May, we'll bring you more about what this tournament has meant to the area and on our community close-up.
Law enforcement officers across the state will be zeroing in on distracted drivers next week. Police departments and sheriff's offices are beefing up patrols for the Distracted Driving Campaign, which runs from April 11th through the 17th. Preliminary information shows distraction was a factor in more than 17,000 crashes last year, resulting in 74 deaths and 174 serious injuries. In Minnesota, it is illegal for a driver to read, compose, or send texts and emails or access the web while a vehicle is in motion or a part of traffic.
I, Daniel Durrett,
I, Daniel Durrett,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
Two new members of the Coon Rapids Police Department took the oath of office during Tuesday night's City Council meeting. For Dan Durrett, the passion to serve comes from his father, a 30-year veteran of the Maple Grove Police Department. He pinned on his son's badge at the meeting. Also sworn in, Denny Cook, a familiar face around town. He's been a community service officer in Coon Rapids since 2011. Both police officers have been in the field training since November.
Construction will soon begin on a new building at Sand Creek Park. On Tuesday night, the City Council awarded more than a dozen contracts for the work, which totals more than $1.4 million. The building will include a warming house, bathroom, and a concession stand. It's all part of a major overhaul of the park that's been underway for a year now. Construction on the building is expected to start in May and should be finished in August. Sand Creek Park is scheduled to reopen to the public in the spring of 2017.
Arbor Day is quickly approaching, and there's a cheap way you can spruce up your property while thinking about the environment. The city is once again selling a limited number of trees to residents. There are 10 different varieties this year, including black cherry, aspen, maple, honey locust, elm apple, and plum. Trees are sold in bare root form and range between 6 and 8 feet tall. There's a limited of 4 trees per household. They must be picked up May 6th and planted the same day. To place an order, call 763-767-6455. You can also find more information on the city's website.
Great program. And such large trees.
Absolutely. It really is for a homeowner, enjoy the tree for years.
That's right. Take advantage of it, folks. Thanks so much for watching. Join us again next time.